Hey there, it's Brittany, and I'm back with an unboxing video from a shop I found on Etsy. And surprisingly, they had the same name as a local bead store, but this one is in Seattle, I want to say. And it's called Bead World Seattle. And they have a regular website and an Etsy website. But I found these shells on their website, and I had to get them because I've been looking at them and looking at them and looking at them, and finally I was like, okay, we're gonna buy them. They were a better price at this shop than they were everywhere else. So let me untangle them. I just absolutely love these. The striping on these, aren't they so cute? They're so tiny. They're so tiny. They're so cute. I actually already have an idea in mind, and I might make it during this video. I just haven't been able to make jewelry that I really, really, really want to make lately. And these have inspired me. I also bought these shell beads. I kind of just saw them at the end. I was like, oh, those are cute, and then popped them in the cart. Thought those were really cool. They're called olive shell beads, and they were $3.25. Oh, I told them in my note that I was really excited that I found these stripe beads because and that I would be telling you guys where I found them. And they said that I found the last strand. They have a storefront in Seattle that has more and different beads than what they have online. So I'll include a website and their Etsy shop, so in case you want to get in touch with them. But aren't these are just my favorite find of the week, I think. And then I got these camellia check glass flowers. They call them anemone flower glass beads, 14 millimeter yellow with gold inlay. They were $2.90. I just hadn't seen that yellow before. You guys know I have tons of these flowers, just not that yellow. I also got a strand of bone beads because they were really good price. They were $10 for this whole strand. I have them in bullseyes, but I didn't have them in the stars, and I just thought they were so cute. Goldie just came in the room and licked my ankle to let me know she was here. She does that all the time. Okay, and then the last but certainly not last thing, or the last but certainly not least thing, were these two brass tribal heart beads, and I hadn't really seen hearts in brass before, so I got these. I thought I would use them. So I really want to use these, and not specifically these, but something this color, possibly with these today. So we're gonna make probably a really quick necklace, but something that's gonna be impactful. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I started going through my yellow gemstone beads. Didn't have a whole lot, so we're gonna have to rectify that soon. But I ended up going through some of my glass, some of my acrylic too, and this is what I got out. I'm not gonna be using all of this, it's just kind of seeing what I have. So I have these. I think I don't know if they're quartz or glass or citrine. They're something. Here's some check glass. I just wanted to look at like the bigger, like melon looking beads. This is dyed, I think it's dyed quartz. That's like the yellow I really want. I also think this is dyed quartz, and it's just the same yellow, it's just matte. Have some yellow olivey lava, which I really like. These are hydrothermal citrine, so I'm thinking that's heat treated. And then I have some lamp work, some acrylic that I got out of one of the drawers, and then this guy is what I got in Tucson last week. It's the right yellow. It's a little much for this necklace though. And then I have some agate, but I think it's a little too orange, so we're gonna see. We'll see what comes up. Maybe want to use one of these. I don't know. We'll start looking at some stuff and see what's going on. We're gonna design on the fly. I also got out some African brass that I had on hand. And then this guy that I got in Phoenix at Rain Charmer Beads. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna move some of this off screen so we can kind of design a little bit more easily. Trying to find my bead mat. Here we go. So I know I want this. I know I want to use, well, not all of this, but some of this. Some of these, I should say. I kind of want to use my at least one heart. I don't know what I did with the other one already. Oh, here it is. I think I want to just do really simple. I think we're going to use these. We're going to use this. Probably some of these because they're a perfect match, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I want to find a spacer that I think would go well. Either a seed bead, check glass, probably not check glass. Maybe some African brass. And oh, not those. Had those out for a different project. I think I'll probably end up using some of these instead of these. And I'm gonna check for some kind of spacer bead that we can. Okay, so I have some flat spacers, some bicone spacers. These came from beautyandthebeadshop.com. Lisa, Mama Bruce sent me these, so we have a good selection. And then I got some beads to go up the back of the necklace, but we'll come to that when it is time. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards these bicones from Beauty and the Bead Shop. And these beads came from beautyandthebeadshop.com too. So one of their live sales. All right, so I'm gonna cut this strand open. Again, I'm not planning on making some crazy necklace here. It's gonna be very simple, but it's gonna be impactful because of the colors and the patterns. And the textures, I guess. Okay, get rid of these little tubey things. And I have to decide if I'm going to do 1 or 2 strands. I kind of feel like it needs to be 2 strands, but I don't know. I don't know if I have enough beads for 2 strands, so we'll see. Okay. I'm going to get out my bead stringing wire. I'm going to use Beadalon 19 strand in gold. And I'm just going to kind of test string some of these. I want to see what they look like without the tubes in the middle. Yeah, we're definitely going to need like some kind of spacer because you can see the wire between. So let's see. I think this bead's going to be a little bit too small. Yeah, like it's okay, but you can still see some of the wire between, so we do need a bigger bead. Unfortunately, I really want to use these, but I only have 10 of them, and I'm gonna need more than 10. So let's see, I have these bicones also from beautyandthebeadshop.com. These could work. I don't know that I love that. Let's try one thing here. It's all about trial and error, and I might do something completely different too, so. Okay, I don't mind that. I think that looks okay, but I could also put a different bead in the middle. Maybe one of these citrines. I actually really like that, and it gets more yellow in there, but just a different shape and texture. So I'm going to string a few like that just to see what it'll look like. There I go, making a huge mess. We know that's what I do. Okay, so I like it. I'm trying to think what I don't like about it, though. There's something that's kind of hitting me that I don't like it, but I do like it. You know what? I think I'm going to do 2 strands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we have 16 of these. I think I'll put maybe 7 on one and 9 on the other, and we'll just kind of work it out. And then I'll do that, and then I'll come back and see if we like it. All right, so I ended up going with 8 on each strand. I wanted them to be the exact same length. I really just wanted it to be a big punch of yellow in the middle of the necklace. And I don't really want them to hang too separately. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but it's late and I have to be up early for a bead show, and I'm not really thinking very clearly, but I know what I want. So now we have our little brass beads. I want something else before I go into the brass bead, though, and I'm going to move these down a little bit. But I don't really know what I want to go into before I go in the brass bead. I think I'm going to need a couple of these. And actually, maybe a bone or a wood bead or something darker. I want both strands to go into it. Have some wood beads. Ooh. No, not quite. So I have this little thing of hand-painted clay beads, not my hand-painted beads, but close enough. And I'm trying to find 2 that have black and white. And I'm not seeing 2 that match, which is great, but not for this project. I don't like those. Well, I really like this one. I wish I had 2 of them. I'm not really going asymmetrical with this one. All right, I'm gonna go look at my bone beads and see if I have anything that would work, unless I just use what I'm looking for either. I'll be back. So I picked out a couple different things, and I think the closest thing to what I'm looking for is this bone bead, horn bead. I think it's horn, from Pam Kosman. Cut that off. Yeah, I don't want anything that's going to compete with the bright white of those shells, so I just want a little bit darker piece that has some texture to it, but not in direct competition with those shells. So all right, so I'm gonna put on one of these. I'm going to put a bicone and then a smaller bicone, and then the other one, I think I'm going to put a bicone and two smaller bicones. Okay, and then we're going to put both through the horn bead. Kind of make sure these lay correctly. There we go. And then I'm going to put both through my heart bead. There we go. And then I'm going to cut open my shells. I don't think I did that very well. There was just like one hanging down. Okay, so I'll cut open the shells and spill a bunch of those out. Then I'm just going to kind of put those on until I'm satisfied with how like a bunch of them looks stacked on top of each other. Just have to figure out where all the holes are. Okay. These probably aren't going to, now that I'm thinking about it, stack the way I want them to. I wanted them to almost stack like if you had a bead, each one on a head pin, and they would kind of cluster. So we'll kind of see what happens here. So maybe I'll do 2 strands here so it looks like they're more clustered than just 2 strands through one. We'll see how that works. Okay, yeah, I definitely like how the 2 strands look. Even though it's not really giving me the vibes that I wanted to, it's close enough to where I don't mind. And then 5 I think is going to be perfect for what I was looking for. And then I'll just bring that back together. I'll put one more shell on top of that, and then we're going to go into some hishis on the back, and then this puppy's done. I just have to finish the other side. Like I said, it's not like rocket surgery. We're just making an impactful necklace, but it's actually like an easy necklace to construct. After the evil eye necklace, I need a break. So yeah, that's exactly what I want. Okay, so now I have to decide what I want in the back. Put these to the side for now. And I got out some bone beads. These came from Donna back in February of this year. I label who to get things from if you send me gifts. I really like these. I just don't know if that's a little too dark for what I'm going. Well, no, you know what? I really like those. And I also have these Z beads, but I think these would take away from those shells. Could do more of the bone up the back. Or I'm sorry, horn. I have these. I think that's too light. These. Kind of like them, but they're very close to the shell look. I think we're just going to go with the ones that Donna sent me. These are gorgeous, and I think this is definitely a project worthy of these beautiful beads she gave me. Okay, thank you, Donna. And I'm going to try and move this down a little bit because I need more on the back end. Okay, and then I'm just going to maybe put a spacer right here just to separate those out just a little bit, and I want to use one of those flat spacers. Yep, I really like how that looks. I think maybe we'll alternate maybe 5 or so hishis in there, or rondelles, whatever you want to call them, and then put in brass spacer. Just have to decide if I want to use the smaller ones. I think I'll probably end up using the larger ones going up. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I'm going to continue that up the rest of the necklace, and I'll be back. Okay, so I finished off the back with another horn bead and a couple more brass beads, and then I already put half of the toggle on the other side. We want to make sure the necklace is loosey-goosey, not in a straight line, but that there aren't any noticeable gaps. It's harder on this necklace because there's just so much going on, so many strands. So I've already done that. I'm going to put my crimp bead on. I'm going to flat crimp this. So I'll put my crimp bead on. And then I'll put on my toggle. And I might have to do this one strand at a time. I kind of had to on the other side, but then I'll come back through my crimp bead after going through the toggle. Move that down, and then we'll come down through a few beads to get some leverage so we can tighten it and then crimp. That horn bead is a little, the hole in the horn bead is a little tight, so I might not be able, I had to work at it to get it through on the other side. Where is... Okay. I want to make sure these aren't that crossed. There we go. I'm going to pull this as tight as I can to eliminate as much gap as possible. It would be a little bit easier if I could just get some more leverage by going through a couple more of these beads, but like I said, the hole on the horn beads are a little small. And I think I got the second one through. There we go. And we want to make sure this is not tangled. And this is the part where you just want to take your time. Don't go too quickly, because then you're going to have unnecessary gaps if you do. And or you will crimp incorrectly. There we go. So I just want to move everything down towards the other side of the necklace. There will be, and I promise you, there's going to be a little bit of a gap, because it's just impossible with so many larger beads not to have one, but it'll be okay. And then I'm just going to flat crimp with my crimping pliers, just like that. And I'm going to trim as closely as I can without cutting my other wires. There we go. All right, so let's see where we ended up. So there's our clasp, and then I'm gonna, I guess let me clean this up a little bit, back out so you can see what we worked on. Sorry, you're gonna see a hot mess around the necklace though. So there it is. The back is a little plain. I did that on purpose because I wanted the focus to be on the shells. So I am in love with it. It's super cute. I might try and wear this to the bead show tomorrow in Tucson. And yeah, I think it would go with the dress that I'm planning on wearing. So maybe you'll see a picture of it before you see the video. I'm thinking about, should I make a really quick bracelet? Yes, because I want a bracelet to go with it. So I'm going to, since I have these beads still, and they're just about the same color, I'm going to take some more shells. And I'm going to make this a stretch bracelet now that I'm thinking about it. I have some 8.8 millimeter stretch cord. I'm wondering if I can get 2 strands of stretch cord through these beads, and I don't think I can. I think these came from Bargain Beatbox, or Beatbox Bargains, their sister site. Just testing. I don't think I can get 2 through, but we can always try. Yeah, I think it's just going to overload that. It's a 1mm hole. It's not, I mean, I can get 2 in there, but it's just, you don't want it to be too tight because then the elastic cord will rub against each other and it's just not going to be a structurally sound bracelet. So anyway, that's okay. I'm going to load on some of the shells onto my string until I feel like I want to stop. Kind of just designing this as I go, but yeah, I like that. Where did these go? I think instead of these Hishi beads, because they're a little bit bigger diameter than I want, I'm going to use a couple of these beads just to bring some darker colors into the back of the bracelet. Simple but effective, very cute, and it goes perfectly with my necklace. Okay, so it's a little long. Take one of the shells off. I think that would be okay if I took one of the shells off, but let me just double check by measuring it on my wrist. You know, I think I can leave the shell on. All right, so then we want to stretch. Somebody asked how you stretch the stretch cord, pre-stretch it, just pull it with your hands. And we want to do that because stretch cord will stretch out over time, and pre-stretching it will prevent that from happening. All right, I'm gonna grab my glue. I use GS Hypo Cement. And we'll go ahead and knot 3 times. Okay, and dab glue on both sides of the knot. I think I'm gonna regret not taking an extra shell off, but that's a problem for future Brittany. I'm so tired, but I am stubborn and I wanted to finish this because I know if I'm like, oh, I'll make a matching bracelet, I have to do it that moment or it's not going to happen. All right, so pretend like we waited, see more mascara. Let's pretend like we waited 5 minutes for that to dry. And I'll go ahead and snip off the excess cord. And then I will slide that knot into this bead, possibly, or maybe into the shell because it's not going into that antique brass bead. There we go. There we go. So we have our necklace, and of course I'll take better pictures and include them at the end. But I'm really excited about this. This has turned out exactly like I wanted, like some bright yellow with those awesome stripes. And then we have a matching bracelet. I can pair this with any other brown, black, or white bracelet that I have, or any brass or yellow bracelet that matches this yellow. So I'm super happy. check out Bead World Seattle on Etsy, and thank you to all of the other people that I've gotten some of these items from too. So let me know what you thought. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and stay tuned for Goldie. She's super cute. Bye-bye. What you doing, cutie? What you doing? You taking a little siesta after lunch? Yeah? Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. He's so sleepy all the time. Goldie. Goldie. Can you say hi to your friends? No, she's out. Hi, cutie.